Guys, what is up? So got another great question on the Instagram. Today's question was going to be along the lines of how do I get to pull-ups? So I wanted to cover this for you. Typically this is a question we are asked by females. How do I get to my first strict pull-up? So I want to break it down for you a little bit, talk about a couple reasons why you maybe aren't able to get to a pull-up and how you can shore up that weakness to allow you to start doing them correctly. Without just jumping straight into kipping. So I think kipping should be something that is used and utilized later if workouts are for time, for example in CrossFit, but in traditional strength and conditioning, in getting stronger and working towards being able to do more, you should not be kipping, you should be doing them strict. So a couple ways. Well, first let's cover the two things. Let's just cover two things that are potentially making so you can't do a pull-up. Number one is going to be that upper back strength. So most of the females we see that cannot do a pull-up, males and females, they don't have the upper back scapular strength to retract their shoulder blades and begin that pull motion. So a lot of times we'll find that they can do a pull-up if they start from a bent elbow position, which means the upper back is the limiting factor there. Okay, so strengthening that's going to be the number one. Okay, number two is going to be that they aren't spending time overloading. So the way we're going to overload at first for somebody that's brand new is we're going to do control the eccentrics down. Eccentrics means the lowering portion of a movement. So all we're going to do, we're going to use any way we can. You can have a partner hold your feet. You can use a box. You can use I would prefer you didn't use a band, but you can use a band. You are going to get up to the top. And when I say get at the top of a pull-up, I'm not going to have you go just chin over bar. I want you to pull all the way down to your chest. Get that chest to the bar in a nice leaned back position, pulling your shoulder blades and upper back together. And from there, you're going to control lower down to the bottom position, making sure you get to straight arm hang before you put your feet back on the box or whatever you use to get up. Okay, so you're going to control lower, think 3 to 5 seconds each rep, probably start with 5 reps, 3 sets of 5, and then you can build up reps over time. That's going to be the overloading portion of this. That's going to help start building strength through that. Number two, quick thing to go back on that when you're doing those jumping pull-ups, just jump as much as you need. So don't use more assistance than you need, okay? Make it a challenging rep to get all the way up. Just make sure you do get all the way up. And number two is you're going to do accessory work that's going to help strengthen that upper back between the shoulder blades area. A couple examples would be if you have access to crossover symmetry, or you have bands where you can work on pulling your shoulder blades back and together. We're going to do dumbbell rows, any kind of rowing motion with the idea of not letting that shoulder come forward and roll forward, but keeping that shoulder back and using those muscles between your shoulder blades, think upper back. So we're going to do ring rows, so we're going to do horizontal rowing. If you don't have rings, you can do that position on just an empty barbell in a rack. You're going to pull your chest to the bar. You can do dumbbell rows, you can do barbell bent over rows, anything that's allowing you to really pull that upper back together, squeeze the muscles, okay? So you have to be very aware, trying to give it to you in terms that you understand and that you can apply and think about while you're doing this. So squeeze that upper back, make sure you're feeling the muscles retract together, and realize that when you go to do a pull-up correctly, that's the first feeling you should have, is that upper back pulling back and retracting together, and that's going to put you in a position to pull through a good platform. Okay, so those are the two reasons, or the two things you can work on. That's how you're going to get to a pull-up. Obviously, once you can do one pull-up, let's say you're doing some lowers, but you can get a couple reps. First, knock out as many strict pull-ups as you can unassisted, and then start doing your jumping pull-ups. And then over time, that number that you can do unassisted will build up, and you'll unlock that ability to do pull-ups. So any questions, shoot them over. I appreciate that one. If I said anything that you think different or you want to talk about, let me know. And I appreciate you guys tuning into this. Have a great day.